Mafia Definitive Edition. A true masterpiece of storytelling, atmosphere, and world-building, Mafia Definitive Edition is far more than a simple remaster. It is a complete reconstruction of the legendary 2002 game, built from the ground up using modern technology. Unlike many open-world games that emphasize endless side activities, Mafia prioritizes a cinematic, narrative-driven experience where every mission pushes the story forward with real emotional weight. The game takes place in Lost Heaven, a fictional American city set in the 1930s Prohibition era, beautifully redesigned with modern graphics, realistic lighting, and enhanced AI. The attention to detail is stunning, from the vintage cars roaring down rain-slick streets to the smoky, dimly lit bars where gangsters plan their next move. The developers recreated the architecture, fashion, and music of the era with meticulous accuracy, making it one of the most immersive settings in gaming history. You step into the shoes of Tommy Angelo, a humble taxi driver who gets unwittingly pulled into the world of organized crime after a chance encounter with members of the Salieri crime family. As Tommy rises through the ranks, he experiences both the glamour and the brutality of mafia life, ultimately facing a heart-wrenching moral dilemma. The game's motion-captured performances and re-recorded voice acting make Tommy's journey more gripping than ever before, and every cutscene feels like a moment from The Godfather or Goodfellas. Unlike other open-world games, Mafia doesn't bombard you with unnecessary distractions. Instead, it delivers intense, story-driven missions featuring high-speed chases, dramatic shootouts, and moments of quiet tension. The shooting mechanics are refined and weighty, with Tommy having to use cover strategically in gunfights. The police AI is highly advanced, punishing reckless driving and making sure you can't escape justice too easily. The driving mechanics have been completely overhauled, offering both realistic and arcade-style options, making each car chase thrilling and dynamic. Resident Evil 2 Remake. One of the greatest survival horror remakes ever created, Resident Evil 2 Remake is a masterclass in atmosphere, tension, and gameplay design. While it remains faithful to the 1998 original, it enhances everything with modern visuals, reworked gameplay mechanics, and an even darker, more terrifying tone. The game is set in Raccoon City, a town plunged into chaos due to a deadly viral outbreak that has turned its residents into bloodthirsty zombies. From the moment you step into the Raccoon City Police Department, you are met with dark corridors, flickering lights, and an eerie silence that keeps you on edge. The RE engine brings every gruesome detail to life, from the decayed flesh of zombies to the blood-stained hallways where untold horrors lurk. Unlike action-heavy horror games, Resident Evil 2 Remake is about true survival. Every bullet matters, every healing item is precious, and every encounter is a decision between fight or flight. The zombies are brutally realistic, reacting to gunshots in unpredictable ways, making even a single enemy feel like a major threat. Then there's Mr. X, the game's most infamous enemy. This unstoppable tyrant stalks you throughout the game, his heavy footsteps echoing in the distance, creating unbearable tension. The moment you hear that dreaded thud, 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 you know it's time to run or hide. The game offers two separate campaigns, one for Leon S. Kennedy, a rookie cop, and one for Claire Redfield, a young woman searching for her brother. Each campaign features different story elements, weapons, and unique encounters, encouraging multiple playthroughs. There are also multiple endings, making every choice feel impactful. With its haunting atmosphere, strategic gameplay, and pulse-pounding horror, Resident Evil 2 Remake is a must-play for any horror fan. Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 isn't just another entry in the legendary fighting game series. It is a brutal, cinematic, and technically refined masterpiece that elevates the franchise to new heights. Known for its bone-crushing fatalities, intricate combat mechanics, and deep story mode, this game is the pinnacle of modern fighting games. Unlike its predecessor, Mortal Kombat 11 focuses on a more tactical approach to fighting. It slows down the pace slightly, emphasizing positioning, mind games, and precise execution. The introduction of the Fatal Blow system adds an exciting comeback mechanic, allowing players to unleash a devastating move when their health is critically low. The flawless block system also rewards precise timing, making the game more skill-based and rewarding. One of the highlights of Mortal Kombat 11 is its incredibly cinematic story mode, which continues the epic saga of the Mortal Kombat universe. The game introduces Kronika, the first female boss in franchise history who has the power to manipulate time. This leads to an insane, time-traveling adventure where past and present versions of iconic characters collide. The high-quality motion capture and voice acting make it feel like a Hollywood blockbuster, filled with unexpected twists, betrayals, and unforgettable battles. A major addition to Mortal Kombat 11 is the character customization system, allowing players to modify their favorite fighters with different skins, weapons, and abilities. This means no two players will have the exact same version of Scorpion, Sub-Zero, or Raiden. The game also features a highly competitive online scene with ranked matches, seasonal leagues, and in-depth tutorials to help newcomers improve. Whether you're a casual fan or a hardcore tournament player, Mortal Kombat 11 has something for everyone. Dying Light 2, Stay Human. A vast post-apocalyptic world, intense parkour mechanics, and brutal combat. Dying Light 2, Stay Human takes everything that made the first game great and expands it tenfold. This is not just a game about surviving zombies, it's about exploring a decaying world, making difficult moral choices, and carving out your own path in a city on the brink of collapse. Set in the city, one of humanity's last strongholds, Dying Light 2 offers an open world 4 times larger than its predecessor. The world is divided into different factions, each fighting for dominance. Your choices shape the city, influencing its politics, economy, and even its appearance. Do you support the authoritarian peacekeepers who bring order at the cost of freedom? Or do you align with the survivors who value independence but lack structure? Your decisions change the fate of entire districts, opening up new areas or sealing off others permanently. What truly sets Dying Light 2 apart is its revolutionary parkour system. Every building, rooftop, and ledge is a playground for movement. The game features over 3,000 parkour animations, making every vault, climb, and jump feel incredibly smooth. The addition of a paraglider and a grappling hook adds even more verticality, allowing you to traverse the city in ways that feel exhilarating and seamless. Just like in the first game, the day-night cycle plays a crucial role. During the day, zombies are slow and predictable, but at night, the streets become a hunting ground for terrifying creatures. Special infected, like the volatiles, emerge from their nests, making nighttime exploration a nerve-wracking experience. However, there are huge rewards for those brave enough to venture out after dark. Abandoned buildings are filled with valuable loot, but only when the infected leave their dens. Combat in Dying Light 2 is a mix of visceral melee combat and tactical parkour. You can use makeshift weapons, powerful kicks, and the environment to your advantage. As you progress, you can unlock a vast skill tree that allows you to specialize in different playstyles, whether it's stealth, brute force, or acrobatic hit-and-run tactics. With a deep story, an evolving world, and some of the best movement mechanics in gaming, Dying Light 2 is an essential game for fans of action and open-world adventure. Baldur's Gate 3, a game that redefined RPG storytelling. Baldur's Gate 3 is an unparalleled fantasy experience that combines deep tactical combat, complex character interactions, and an ever-changing world shaped by your choices. Inspired by Dungeons & Dragons, this game offers a true role-playing experience, where even the smallest decision can have monumental consequences. The game is set in the world of Faerun, a sprawling land filled with mystical creatures, ancient ruins, and political intrigue. Right from the start, you are thrown into chaos, infected with a mind-controlling parasite. You must find a cure before it turns you into a monstrous illithid. But do you resist its power or embrace it for the benefits it offers? Unlike many RPGs, Baldur's Gate 3 gives you unprecedented freedom. Every encounter, from battles to dialogue, can be approached in countless ways. Persuade enemies instead of fighting, use stealth to bypass obstacles, or unleash destructive magic to reshape the battlefield. The choice is entirely yours. The turn-based system allows for incredible tactical depth, where positioning, spell combinations, and even the environment play crucial roles. Knock enemies off cliffs, ignite explosive barrels, or charm them into fighting each other. Every battle feels like an intricate puzzle waiting to be solved. The game boasts one of the best-written casts in RPG history. Your companions, ranging from a brooding vampire spawn to a Githyanki warrior with a tragic past, all have unique backstories, evolving personalities, and deep personal quests. Your relationships with them affect the game's story, leading to unique interactions, betrayals, and even romance. With an expansive world, deep character customization, and an unparalleled narrative, Baldur's Gate 3 is not just a game, it's a journey that every RPG fan needs to experience. Hitman 3. The final chapter in the World of Assassination trilogy, Hitman 3 delivers some of the most intricate level designs, creative assassinations, and stealth-based gameplay ever seen in the genre. Playing as Agent 47, the world's deadliest assassin, you must navigate a series of global contracts that take you to breathtaking locations, from the skyscrapers of Dubai to a hidden underground nightclub in Berlin. What makes Hitman 3 so unique is its sandbox-style approach to assassination. Each mission gives you a target and then sets you loose in an open-ended level filled with countless possibilities. Do you poison their drink, disguise yourself as a bodyguard, or stage an accident by dropping a chandelier? The possibilities are endless, and every playthrough feels different. Every mission rewards creativity and patience. The game's disguise system, environmental kills, and social stealth mechanics make every mission feel like a complex puzzle waiting to be solved. There are hundreds of different ways to complete objectives, making replayability nearly endless. With masterfully crafted levels, refined stealth mechanics, and a thrilling conclusion to Agent 47's journey, Hitman 3 is a must-play for any fan of strategy and stealth. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. A sprawling Viking epic, Assassin's Creed Valhalla takes the franchise into the brutal and beautiful world of Norse mythology. You play as Eivor, a fierce Viking warrior, leading their people from the icy fjords of Norway to the fertile lands of England, carving out a new home while battling the forces that stand in your way. Unlike previous Assassin's Creed titles, Valhalla fully embraces the RPG genre, allowing you to shape Eivor's story through meaningful choices, political alliances, and dynamic world events. England in the 9th century is a land of opportunity and danger. Warring kingdoms, hidden secrets, and legendary battles await you. The game's open world is breathtaking, from the snow-covered peaks of Norway to the lush forests, rivers, and war-torn settlements of Anglo-Saxon England. Every location feels alive, filled with mysteries to uncover, people to meet, and ruins to explore. Combat in Valhalla is intense and visceral, reflecting the ferocity of Viking warriors. Dual-wield axes, swords, and shields unleash brutal finishers and dismember enemies in the heat of battle. The addition of Viking raids allows you to lead your crew into battle, pillaging monasteries and fortresses for valuable resources. While grounded in history, Valhalla also delves deep into Norse mythology, allowing players to explore legendary realms like Asgard and Jotunheim. Encounters with gods, supernatural creatures, and powerful artifacts add a mystical layer to the experience. Your journey is not just about conquest, it's about building a home. You can upgrade and expand your settlement, Ravensthorpe, unlocking new buildings, quests, and features. Your choices shape not only the world around you, but also the relationships you forge with allies and enemies alike. With hundreds of hours of content, a gripping narrative, and some of the best open-world exploration in the series, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a must-play for RPG and history lovers alike. The Quarry. From the creators of Until Dawn, The Quarry is a cinematic horror experience that puts your choices at the heart of the story. Taking place in a remote summer camp, the game follows a group of teen counselors who decide to throw one final party before heading home. But as night falls, something sinister begins hunting them. Unlike traditional games, The Quarry plays like a high-budget horror film, where every decision you make determines who lives and who dies. The story is filled with branching paths, multiple endings, and unexpected twists that make each playthrough unique. Featuring Hollywood-level performances from actors like David Arquette, Ted Raimi, and Brenda Song, The Quarry delivers some of the most lifelike character animations and voice acting ever seen in a horror game. Throughout the game, you'll be faced with life or death decisions: hide or run, fight back or flee, investigate a noise, or stay put. Every action has consequences, and even a single misstep can seal a character's fate. With its stunning visuals, gripping story, and intense atmosphere, The Quarry is perfect for horror fans who love storytelling, suspense, and player-driven narratives. Elden Ring. A game that redefined the open-world genre, Elden Ring combines the brutal challenge of Dark Souls with a vast, breathtaking world designed by Hidetaka Miyazaki and George Martin. Set in the lands between, Elden Ring offers a world so rich and mysterious that every location feels like a discovery. Towering castles, forgotten ruins, ancient catacombs, and massive open fields create a seamless and immersive world where secrets lurk behind every corner. Like previous FromSoftware games, Elden Ring features challenging but fair combat, requiring skill, patience, and strategy. Massive bosses, intricate enemy designs, and limitless ways to build your character make every fight feel like an epic struggle. Unlike traditional Souls games, Elden Ring embraces freedom. You can go anywhere, take on challenges in any order, and shape your journey based on your own curiosity. With deep lore, unforgettable bosses, and one of the most detailed worlds in gaming history, Elden Ring is a masterpiece of game design that every gamer should experience. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. The brutality of war meets cinematic action in Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, a sequel to the beloved third-person shooter that puts you in the armor of a superhuman warrior. Playing as Captain Titus, a genetically enhanced Space Marine, you are humanity's last line of defense against the Tyranid Swarm, a horrifying alien force that devours entire planets. Unlike traditional shooters, Space Marine 2 features relentless melee combat, where you tear through hordes of enemies with chainswords, bolters, and devastating executions. Every hit feels weighty, making battles feel truly powerful. Set in the grimdark future of Warhammer, the game delivers a world filled with war, destruction, and epic-scale battles. With a deep story, massive battlefields, and co-op gameplay, Space Marine 2 is one of the most anticipated action games for Warhammer fans and newcomers alike. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. The legendary Prince of Persia franchise makes a triumphant return with The Lost Crown, a fast-paced action platformer that reinvents the series while staying true to its roots. Unlike the previous 3D entries, The Lost Crown embraces a Metroidvania-inspired design, offering intricate level design, interconnected environments, and challenging platforming sequences. Players take on the role of Sargon, an elite Persian warrior, as he embarks on a journey through a cursed kingdom filled with ancient mysteries and dangerous foes. The game's fast, acrobatic combat is incredibly satisfying, blending swordplay, parkour, and magical time-based abilities. Sargon can chain together rapid attacks, dodge with precision, and unleash devastating finishers. Combat is both strategic and stylish, rewarding players who master timing and movement. One of the game's standout features is time manipulation, allowing players to rewind, freeze, and accelerate time to solve puzzles and outmaneuver enemies. This mechanic adds depth to both combat and exploration, making each encounter feel dynamic and rewarding. The game's stunning handcrafted world draws inspiration from Persian mythology, featuring gorgeous landscapes, mystical temples, and hidden secrets waiting to be uncovered. With its fluid combat, challenging platforming, and rich storytelling, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a must-play for fans of action-adventure games. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. A brutal yet beautiful samurai experience, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is one of FromSoftware's most unique and intense games. Set in Sengoku-era Japan, you play as Wolf, a one-armed shinobi seeking vengeance on those who kidnapped his young master and left him for dead. Unlike other FromSoftware titles, Sekiro focuses heavily on stealth, precision combat, and acrobatics, delivering a faster and more aggressive experience. Combat in Sekiro is all about precision. Instead of relying on dodging and rolling, battles revolve around deflecting enemy attacks, breaking their posture, and landing deadly finishing blows. The swordplay feels authentic, rewarding skill and timing. Unlike Dark Souls or Elden Ring, Sekiro features stealth mechanics, allowing players to sneak past enemies, assassinate foes from the shadows, and use grappling hooks to traverse vertical environments. Boss fights in Sekiro are some of the toughest in gaming history, demanding absolute focus, quick reflexes, and perfect execution. From the infamous Genichiro Ashina to the monstrous Demon of Hatred, each battle is a test of patience and skill. Atomic Heart. A Soviet-inspired dystopian adventure, Atomic Heart is a wild mix of sci-fi, horror, and intense first-person combat. Set in an alternate 1955, Atomic Heart imagines a world where the Soviet Union has developed advanced robotics and AI, leading to a utopian society, until everything goes horribly wrong. You play as Major P3, a KGB agent investigating a research facility overrun by rogue machines and bizarre experiments. Combat in Atomic Heart is chaotic and creative, blending gunplay, melee combat, and strange mutant powers. You'll battle killer robots, grotesque organic monsters, and twisted AI-driven creations, all while using telekinesis, elemental attacks, and high-tech weaponry. The game's setting is bizarre yet captivating. Think BioShock meets Soviet cyberpunk. Secret underground labs, eerie abandoned cities, and surreal enemy designs create an atmosphere that's both fascinating and unsettling. With its unique world, deep combat system, and unpredictable storytelling, Atomic Heart is a one-of-a-kind experience that stands out in the FPS genre. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. One of the greatest sci-fi RPG trilogies ever made, Mass Effect Legendary Edition brings Commander Shepard's epic saga to modern platforms with enhanced visuals and gameplay improvements. Mass Effect is known for its deep storytelling and player choices. As Commander Shepard, you'll lead a crew of diverse and fascinating characters, forming friendships, rivalries, and even romances that carry across all three games. Your choices truly matter, shaping the fate of the galaxy, your allies, and Shepard's ultimate destiny. The remastered combat system blends cover-based shooting, biotic powers, and squad-based tactics, making every encounter feel strategic and immersive. From the bustling cities of the Citadel to the barren deserts of Mars, Mass Effect features some of the most detailed world-building in gaming, packed with deep lore, political intrigue, and alien cultures. With updated visuals, gameplay enhancements, and all DLC included, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is the definitive way to experience this sci-fi masterpiece. The Last of Us Part 1. One of the most emotional and cinematic gaming experiences ever created, The Last of Us Part 1 is a story of survival, loss, and the bond between two unlikely companions. Set in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a deadly fungal infection, the game follows Joel and Ellie as they embark on a dangerous journey across the ruins of America. Their relationship evolves from distrust to a deep father-daughter bond, making for one of the most gripping narratives in gaming history. Combat in The Last of Us is brutal and unforgiving. Every bullet counts and every fight feels desperate and raw. Stealth is often the best option, but when things go wrong, players must adapt, craft weapons on the fly, and fight for survival. The game's detailed environments, from overgrown cityscapes to abandoned homes filled with forgotten memories, make the world feel alive yet haunting. With remastered visuals, refined gameplay, and one of the best stories in gaming history, The Last of Us Part 1 is a must-play experience that stays with you long after the credits roll.